EA is officially releasing information on EA Sports FC 24. It's no longer the case of us needing to rely entirely just on leaks. And with what has been announced so far, there is some massive changes. But today, we are going to be focusing on the new playstyles. But before we do get into the video, if you're still going through FIFA 23 and you really want to make the most of the final few months, then there is no better place than SkyCoach. SkyCoach offers cheap, fast and reliable FIFA 23 coins so that you don't need to grind. You can do what you need to do, play the game, have fun, all before the release of EA Sports FC. And that's where you can pick up the grind again. So if you're interested, there is a link in the description down below, and if you use Fnatic at checkout, you'll also get yourself a 10% discount.
Nice.
Playstyles. This sounds like a new thing, but at the exact same time, it's not really, although it is a slight change. For those unaware, traits have been part of FIFA for the longest time. You can find any player, go and look at their player menu, and as long as you go across, you will be able to find traits. And depending on their ability in real life will depend on what traits they have. Some of these positive, others not so much. But with EA Sports FC, this is slightly changing in that traits are now called playstyles. Playstyles in EA Sports FC 24 are dynamic traits and abilities that are reflections of real life player skills. And unlike what we've had before, where EA would just say a player has a certain trait because it's based on their opinions, this time around EA Sports have partnered with Opta. And by using their analytical data, they can set out boundaries, or at least requirements, so that if certain requirements are met by players in real life, they will then have these signature traits within game. And the whole premise of this is to provide a deeper level to gameplay. No matter what game mode that you're going through, it's not just based on player overall stats, but also the playstyles that they have. This will give you a higher chance of scoring goals, performing better passes, or being able to stand stronger within tackles. All of these could be game-changing moments, because a finesse shot playstyle, and we will go through all the playstyles in a minute, but if you're in a position always outside the box with your striker and one has a finesse shot playstyle and one doesn't, the one with the playstyle is going to be slightly better to go and use in that situation. A finesse shot outside the box to increase your chances of scoring. And whereas before with FIFA, where we would have a trait system and it's just standard, it just says that these players have these traits, there's also another layer to this where you can have a playstyle plus. This is reserved for those at the top end. Bear in mind that playstyles will only be available for relatively good players, but Playstyle Plus will only be available for the top 1% of players. And it will do the exact same thing, but it's gonna be greatly enhanced within game. So with that in mind, let's actually go through the playstyles that have been revealed. Under finishing, we have Power Shot, Dead Ball, Chip Shot, Finesse Shot, and Power Header. Under passing playstyles, we have Pinged Pass, Incisive Pass, Long Ball Pass, Tiki Taka, and Whipped Pass. Under ball control, we have First Touch, Flare, Press Proven, Rapid, Technical, and Trickster. Under defending, we have Block, Bruiser, Intercept, Jockey, Slide Tackle, and Anticipate. Under physical, we have Acrobatic, Aerial, Trivela, Relentless, Quick Step, and Long Throw. And then for the goalkeeper, we have Far Throw, Footwork, Cross Claimer, Rush Out, Far Reach, and Quick Reflexes. Now with all of these, they do give us an idea of what types of playstyles are being worked on and what will be included in EA FC 24. But we don't know how much it's going to improve these. And also, we don't know whether or not it's going to be a good thing because it does depend on gameplay. On a surface level, it makes sense for a certain player to have one of these playstyles based on their skills within real life, and if they're good enough at that skill, they get a playstyle plus, which means that they're going to be even better at doing whatever it is that that playstyle suggests that they can do. But then there's certain things when looking at goalkeeping. Cross Claimer sounds like a great one, unless with EA Sports FC, like what they've done with many FIFAs in the past, where corners are not always great for goalkeepers. And goalkeepers aren't even that great in general. The amount of times the goalkeepers run out when they're not really in a position to do so only for the attacker to head the ball and put it into the back of the net with there being nothing that the goalkeeper can do. With that type of playstyle, that will negatively affect the gameplay, in which this playstyle, which is supposed to be a benefit, actually becomes as a massive downside. And that would also mean if that there is a cross-claimer on a goalkeeper, which is the highest rated goalkeeper within the game, and they have cross-claimer plus, that's going to be even worse, potentially making them the worst goalkeeper within the game, but yet again, depending on gameplay. Now, what we've spoken about so far is playstyles in the general sense of the whole game. They will be available within every single game mode, but how they're applied is slightly different, and we also don't have all the information as of yet. What I mean by this is you're able to go through career mode and you can apply playstyles to your player career. You can also do the exact same thing within pro clubs and Volta. As you rank up, you'll unlock playstyles which you can then apply to your player. Within Ultimate Team, this is where things start to get a bit more technical. In the gameplay reveal, there's been menus which have been shared of players with their playstyles, and it's not just a case of having one or two. Some of the players shown will have multiple, and these weren't exactly balanced. What I mean by this is what was shown on screen for Ultimate Team were 3 players: Heung-min Son, Haaland, and also Virgil van Dijk. Heung-min Son and also Haaland had 3 traits each, but Van Dijk had 7. He even had a finishing playstyle plus, which both Haaland and also Heung-min Son didn't have. And this is where it could be linking into the new system, although right now this is just a bit of speculation. But we do know that there is going to be a new part to Ultimate Team, being Ultimate Team Evolutions. The whole point of this is that you'll be able to take a player, which depending on their starter rating, you will then be able to upgrade. You upgrade them by completing various challenges which are connected to their card. So for example, if there's a striker, and let's just say that they start out being a 70 rated silver card, you can actually take that player and, just for simplicity, let's say because they're a striker, that their challenges are going to be to score goals, that as you progress by completing these challenges, you will start to rank that card up. Their overall rating will increase, and so will their player stats. But also, on top of this, it's said that you'll also be able to improve their playstyles. But it goes a step further than this as well, because you're also able to change players' positions to fit your Ultimate Team, where you want them to play. Which does also suggest that if you do take a striker, but they end up being extremely physical and not actually that good of a striker, but they might be better as a CDM, you could gradually start to move them down. And with that, you could also change up their playstyles as you level them up, improving them within certain areas so it better reflects their positioning. And this is what's got me more excited than anything else. Playstyles in general, they're not really a new thing. We've had traits before in the past, and they would do more or less the same thing. But the whole idea of upgrading a player from absolutely nothing, or taking someone that is already relatively good and making them even better, that's where things can get really interesting. And linking this back to the speculation, and please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, but seeing this Van Dijk card with 7 playstyles already applied, is this something which has been upgraded through challenges and then playstyles have been added to his card, or is this something where he's just going to start out with that many? Of course, this is still early, and there is a chance that EA is just using this as an example, as it does say at the bottom, playstyles subject to change. We also need to bear in mind that they are withholding information by not showing ratings or anything for that matter. But regardless whether or not this Van Dijk card is actually upgraded through evolutions to get these extra playstyles, we do still know that playstyles will be able to be applied to evolution players. And that's where it could dramatically change Ultimate Team. It means if I were to go and have a player go into Ultimate Team and come up to someone else who had the exact same players in their Ultimate Team, it could potentially play completely differently. Not just based on the other variables in play, such as your instructions and also your playstyle, but also the playstyles which are applied to your players. I might have a slightly different finishing playstyle which better reflects the player positions that I'm able to get in compared to my opponent. Maybe I have a finesse shot playstyle which allows me to score some amazing finesse shots from outside the box, and that could give me a slight advantage. But we do need to highlight one more thing. All of this makes sense on paper. It looks good. But this is also EA that we're talking about here. I like the idea of all of this, especially coming into Ultimate Team, which is my main game mode. But it's also EA who tend to have inconsistent gameplay week by week. In fact, scrap that, day by day, and even game by game. It'll be interesting to see exactly how these playstyles will work when it becomes inconsistent gameplay. The slow, sluggish stuff that we tend to get at prime time on Sunday during FUT Champions. That's when the true test of these come in. With all of that in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. There's still a lot of stuff which has not been confirmed, and I've sort of mixed in some player speculation, so let me know your thoughts on that, but also let me know your thoughts on playstyles as a whole. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see ya.